Hi, Muchismo Eugene, and welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Please like, subscribe, share the video if you found it helpful. Give it a thumbs up, pass it on if you believe someone else will benefit from it. I would appreciate that. I hope everyone is doing good. I hope you're in good health. Whew, you survived the 4th of July with the narcissist, didn't you? I hope they didn't wear you out too bad. And for most of you empaths awaken, I hope that you stayed out of the way. I hope you disappointed some people this year. And going forward, I hope you disappoint a lot more dark in energy individuals. And those that do appreciate your company and value you as a human being, I hope you get to spend more time with those individuals. You don't get time back, and we know this. So it's very important how we spend our time. We're not getting any younger. We're getting wiser. And, you know, a lot of times now I don't measure my life by years, like birthdays. I measure it by moments, because there are moments that I would not trade for anything in the world. Just like sitting here now on a Sunday, there are a few things I'm going to do today as far as work's concerned, and I wouldn't even consider it work. It's just some leisure stuff. There's much I need to do around my own home, but there's just a few incomplete things that I had from last week I wanted to do. And today is just like a laid back day for me. You know, Sunday's just something about Sundays, because I grew up going to church on Sundays. But now that I don't frequent the church physically, it is, to me, it feels like a day of rest spiritually. And even if I'm doing some work around the house, or I'm doing what I'm talking about doing this morning or today, some light stuff, I still am steadfastly meditating on God in my spirit man. So, you know, God is constantly with me, walking with me, guiding me, instructing me, and revealing things to me that I wouldn't normally see with my naked human eyes. And I value that time. I value those Sundays and sometimes Saturdays. And through the week, I'll even take time. Like I was telling you guys on another video, I'm deliberately doing what I want to do first in a lot of cases. And I'm doing what I have to do next or last. And when I say have to do, that's just the mindset that a lot of us have had. Obviously, there are things that have to be done that are just like very important, like say doctor's appointments, anything health related, anything dealing with your children, loved ones, and friends, to a degree where you have to just make sure that they're in good health. But as far as just doing a favor for someone, if you've given them your word, that's one thing. But if you've said that, you know, I'll try to come over and help you build on this or do this or that, if you're not committed to that, that's not something you have to do. That's something you want to do or you would like to do. So do what you want to do for you, and then do what you have to do for you later, or anyone else for that matter. And this will make you this will make you realize that your life is brand new in a beautiful way, in a way where you're not pressured by everything outside of you, namely people. It's people that put pressure on people. The Bible says you put weights on people or others that you're not willing to bear or carry yourself. That scripture hits the nail on the head as to how people will maximize using you and minimize it when you need them. So self-sufficiency is a big thing. If you're able to be self-sufficient for the most part, I would encourage you to do so. If there's something you're doing around your house, like me, you may need another person to hold something or carry something. Go and purchase a cantilever, something like that, a ratchet strap, anything that will make the job easier on you being one individual, but at the same time, make it safe. It may take longer to do certain jobs. You as a woman, you may need someone, you may believe you need a girlfriend to help you clean your house because you want to get it all done before the work week begins. Or do your gardening, help you around your house and do your gardening. If that is not an organic friend that can just support you and donate their time with you at the same time you guys are fellowshipping and just having a good old hearty time as girlfriends, if it seems like it's a burden to them, or it seems like it's you're having to go out your way and ask and depend on that individual, determined to try to do it on your own. You may not finish all the gardening, but if that work week begins and you have to go to work, don't pressure yourself about it. You resume where you left off at. 2 or 3 portions of when you get out of work during that week. In our mind, we always feel like we want to do a certain thing, and we feel like a certain thing needs to be done within a specified amount of time. And that is just setting yourself up for some pressures you don't need. And on top of that, when a narcissist sees you, they know you're a go-getter. And you've already stacked things up on yourself as it is. And they come along and they want to put more weight on you than they're willing to carry themselves. They are the epitome of a burden. They are the epitome of a burden. And after you awaken, you have to accept these things for what they are, knowing that these people exist and they coexist in this world. But you have to focus equally and not lose sight of the fact that your life is very valuable. Your time is very valuable. Your worth is very valuable to you, first and foremost. Everybody is not going to see you and your value the way you see your value, but don't lose sight of your own value. And that'll help you understand that some of these things that you feel like you need other people to help you do, you don't. It'll take longer, but you can get it done. It's a lot of times you're better off asking a total stranger to help you rather than some of these fair-weather friends who we now know are narcissistic, very severely narcissistic. Because a lot of us who are not even narcissists, we're so narcissistic because we've been conditioned in this society, the way society moves. We're in this rat race. So awakening did that for you as well. It made you take a step back and look at yourself as an empath and seeing that you were doing things that were not of you. You were doing and behaving and moving in ways that were not characteristics of who you truly are. And when you realize this, you have to start from square one and start introspecting on who am I really? Who am I truly when I'm by myself, when I'm making my own sound decisions independently, individually, apart from anyone's opinions or input. And you'll start beginning to find out that you are a thinker, you are a doer, you're not in a hurry to do it, you're persistent, and you're very consistent. And if you miss the mark, you're not critical of yourself. You're not critical of yourself. All of these things that you were already okay with before you met a narcissist, they came in and they diluted them with their darkness. They made everything a big deal. If you missed the target, man, they made you know it. And it worked on your esteem, your self-esteem. I gotta give this sugar up, man. This will be the last hurrah. I kicked energy drinks many years ago. And there's that sugar. I like the carbonation, but of course, products have a little bit of what you like in it and a lot of what you don't need. We can go on and on about that, right? But I was thirsty just now. I'm gonna show you guys something, okay? I don't tend to do a lot of showing around my house, but I want to show you where I just poured this concrete and I'm going to end. Well, no, that's not the right way. Sorry. I always find it hard to be able to spin it when I'm doing a video. Well, we'll do it this way. I just poured this maybe 3-4 weeks ago, and my whole idea is I'm going to erect a balcony over there, just above that roof line where you see what looks like plexit. That's a hole cut out to accommodate a door. So that's about where the upper balcony is going to land. You can see the 2x8s or the 2x8 running across horizontally, and also these are 20-foot treated 6x6s, and they will sit flat on top of that concrete, and they'll be anchored in, and thereby giving me maybe around hopefully 6 feet. Well, I don't need, maybe I could use 6 feet. 6 feet would be nice. 6 feet of vertical in order to facilitate railing and possibly a roof with, a real minimal pitch for obvious reasons. Because if I put it like a translucent see-through roof, allowing the sun in the summer, and also keeping the rain and the snow out in the winter, because I don't want to shovel the deck. The deck's only going to be about 8 foot wide. I'm contemplating whether I want to run it from corner to corner of the back of the house. You guys tell me what you think. Run it from corner to corner, and corner to corner would be a benefit because that side door you see right there would be covered, and I wouldn't have to shovel the stairs. Or I was thinking about bringing it flush with the door, over that door right there. So just as you come out the door, you'll have the railing right there, which would seem a little more intrusive than I needed. So I may just end up going from corner to corner. Yeah, I think that's probably what I'll end up doing. So anyway, back to what we're talking about here. There's just so many things that when you end up dealing with narcissists, they distract you and they really throw you off of your goals, whether they're small or large. They throw you off of your goals, and sometimes you take years getting back to who you believe you once were. And if you're not doing the inner work and grasping this material, such as the shadow work, shadow integration, individuation, ego death, and different things like that. And of course, the smear ritual. You got to overcome all of that different stuff, not let it matter as much as it has in times past, because you can't control that kind of stuff, nor do you want to. You go ahead and let the narcissists make you famous or infamous. We'll take it either way. And so you spend years trying to get back to where you think you should have been. Sometimes only to discover that really don't even know if that's where you should be. And this is why it's critical to spend this time alone, isolated, in a healthy way, getting information and educating yourself, and also elevating your vibration. All of these things in conjunction you must do. Otherwise, you're just going to be a stagnant, awakened empath that is just going through the motions of believing that you're living life, living your best life. And I think the living our best life as awakened empaths, we can't even imagine it. As good as our life is already, there's just so many more things to discover on a day by day basis. And I believe I wouldn't want it any other way, because every day anew, I appreciate the not really knowing how good life can be on this particular day or that particular day. And when I say good, how good life can be, I'm not even talking about superficial things. I'm talking about an inner awareness, the inner peace, and the inner appreciation for life itself. See how I put that into context, and I was able to say exactly what I feel and how I think and what I thought about my idea of what a good life is. Because my thought process is not clouded. It's nobody's trying to intercept your thought process. You're able to meditate in silence. You're able to meditate in a calm way, in a calm fashion. You know, narcissists even screw with your emotional regulation. You become very dysregulated. That's a big one, guys. So just because you got distance between you and the narcissist, if you're really emotionally and spiritually and mentally dysregulated as a result of this narcissistic abuse, there's a fair chance you won't even realize that that is really what's keeping you from really seeing your life in a very beautiful way. Because you're still in a mode of go, 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 go. So introspect a bit and see if you're able to just sit still, let your head be clear, not really even listening to music. Go somewhere where it's quiet and see if you can be regulated, emotionally regulated, and be at a calm. And if you can, which I know you can, if you are experiencing a calmness, but at the same time you abruptly pull the plug on that, and you immediately feel the need to go do something that you feel is pressing, resist it. Sit a little longer than you think you need to sit. And what it's going to do is to cause you not to feel guilty about things you felt guilty about in the past. Allow yourself to resist. Just sit in that moment. And this is going to help you down the line. Not allow people to run guilt trips on you, because you're not running a guilt trip on you. You must first master not running guilt trips on yourself. Then it'll be harder for other people to run those guilt trips on you, because you'll be of a sound mind. That makes sense, guys. Again, I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday yesterday. And I mean, I did. I went and, visited a couple of spots in the city where they were doing some youth events. Ate some foods, some Middle Eastern food off of one of the food trucks. It was delicious. So, chancing that stuff more than I ever did. Finding out that, it's not all bad. And I genuinely liked what I ordered. But what I ordered was, the guy in the food truck, I told him to give me what he believed was very, very good. And he hit spot on. So much so, I told him to write it down on a sticky. So the next time I see that particular food truck at some of the events, I'll specifically ask for that if I'm in the mood for it. So guys, that's another thing. Get out, try new things, without trying to be all that. You're just trying to interact and engage and be just a part of something good in the world. Interact and intermingle with good, wholesome people, because they're out there. They're out there, and that's a big part of raising your elevation, because we are a part of what we want to see in the world. And you have to give off a little bit of you in order to see it come back in the world. That being said, bless.